name is Kirandeep Kaur.
My name is Bhavnesh Kumar.
My name is Sabjeet Kaur Deol.
My name is Rapanjot Singh.
Manjot Kaur. So I am 26-year-old.
My age 42.
23 years old.
19 years old.
18. From India.
I'm from India.
I'm from India.
From the India.
I'm from India. Back then in India, I was a teacher. I have a 2-year experience of teaching.
My father was businessman, and he inspired me and to study in Canada in Cambridge College, because in Cambridge College business course is very productive, and they have wide opportunities in Canada.
My field was science in India, but I have keen interest in computer and programming and all these things. So I want to be a programmer here.
I was not expecting that thing, that how would be my experience, but the experience was really wonderful.
I belong to a farmer family. My father is a farmer, and I really fond of farming. In a plane, I met with many students, and I enjoyed with them a lot. We share our contact details that we will meet in Canada.
I think that in Canada, after getting the diploma in business, we have wide opportunities in job.
I was very satisfied with the services I got. Traveling to Canada with Hanson College school was wonderful.
I have advice to new students that they have wide opportunities in Canada.
While doing studies and all the other co-curricular activities I really like on Instagram, posts and Hanson Got Talent. That is really great. I just want to register myself also. I'm a singer, and I love to do art and crafts activities. So it is really great. Like you are doing studies and other activities. It's make balanced in the studies. How to communicate with other cultural peoples. I learn new culture, new tradition, and explore a new environment. So yeah, I think that my future in Canada is bright. I can not only learn study but also learn other things. Hanson College provides very good environment to the students.
And I'm really thankful, which was really the appreciable work that was being done by my college. Even the staff members, all the teachers, they are really cooperative and they are really friendly. They always give motivation to every single student, and even I was not expecting that how would be the online classes, but within the online classes every teacher is helping at every single moment.
Here people are very supportive, very lovable.
My experience very good in Canada.
My brother studied there. He suggested me to choose this college, so that's why I chose it, honestly. When I was doing my job and other things, I decided to move here. Then I just decided to study here and to get a job and get experience and get back to India. But now I'm here and I saw a lot of things, and I am like, I want to stay here more.
Hello, everyone, and thank you very much for joining us today to kickstart your spring 2021 semester. Let me be one of the first of many to give you a very warm welcome to Hanson College and to our Hanson community. For many of you, this will be your first time studying at a post-secondary institution, and for others, this may also be your first time studying at a Canadian college. Either way, even though you may all be coming from different backgrounds and situations, you all have found your way to Hanson, and we are here to make your future our priority. To quickly go over today's Zoom agenda, we will first have the managers of both North York and Brampton campuses of the Student Services Department and Academic Department. They are here to welcome you, to introduce themselves, and to give you some important information and dates. We will then end off our meet and greet with a Q&A session where you can ask all of your questions. And just a reminder, please place all of your questions in the Q&A box below instead of the chat box, as your questions may be lost in the chat box. So without further ado, I would love to introduce Saba Martinez, SSD Manager at North York Campus.
Thanks, Celine. Hi, everyone, and welcome to Hanson College. Welcome to our first orientation session. There's a lot of you here with us today. This is awesome. I know a lot of you may still be overseas. Some of you may be here locally. Nonetheless, welcome to our college. As Celine mentioned, I am the Manager of Student Services for our North York campus. And we're really just here today to kind of talk to you guys to kind of kickstart the semester. So you have all the information you may need, gives you guys a chance to ask us questions before the semester starts. We will have a more in-depth orientation session after the semester begins. And that we will kind of go more into detail about the services that our department kind of provides for you guys. You'll get a chance to meet the rest of our teams. You'll be able to meet our front desk staff. And we'll have a bunch of contests and stuff that run around that. If you received the email for this, you've also received the email for our save the dates. So all the dates for those upcoming orientations and the welcome assembly are a part of that. A few key dates that I want you guys to kind of keep in mind for coming up. We will have an info session that will be posted to your Schoology accounts. So I believe the academic department will give you a little bit more of a rundown of your Schoology platforms. And it'll be added to your Getting Started at Hanson course. So the info session will have everything accessible for you guys. The way that myself, so Student Services and Academics kind of creates this course is that it gives you all the material you'll need to begin your semester. So, you know, if you don't know how to add a course, you can just go to this course on your Schoology account and it'll show you literally like step by step. I believe that you have a video showing you exactly how you add the course and enter your course codes and stuff like that. Something like requesting your enrollment letter, that will also be available. We do have all these videos available also on our YouTube page. So you will get an email once the info session course has been uploaded, so you guys all have access to it. You guys can kind of, you know, access the material on your own time to get yourself started. So it is a little pre-semester assignment, I would say. You won't be getting graded on it or anything like that, but it's just really a lot of information for you guys to go over to ensure you have a successful start to the semester. So that'll be uploaded before your semester starts. The first week of classes is when we'll begin our in-depth orientation sessions. So if there's something, you know, you still don't understand about the info session course, there's material there that you didn't really get that wasn't really helpful, or you're still having a hard time navigating your semester, definitely you can bring forward those questions as well to that session. So we will go over, each department will go over in depth, like I said, about those courses that you'll see there and all the information provided. And then you guys can again ask us questions. We do know, you know, according to the new travel ban that has been made from India and Pakistan and coming into Canada, a lot more of you will be studying online. We're starting the semester online from overseas. So we've taken that into consideration. We've set up a bunch of sessions where it's just Q&A. So really, literally, you guys can just join the Zoom sessions and ask us questions and we'll just answer them for you. We want to make this as smooth and easy as possible for you guys. We understand the difficulty, especially with the time change. I know some people have, you know, internet connections. Some people don't have access to a laptop. So we're kind of here to address all those questions today and ensure you have a smooth start to the semester. So I'm going to introduce the manager of Brampton campus for student services, so Andrew Tedesco, and he'll kind of go over a few of the services that we provide, and then we'll head it over to the academic department.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Hanson College for our upcoming semester. Really excited to have you all with us. I see we have almost 400 participants in here. That's amazing. Really, really happy that you could join us today. I wish I could see all of your faces and see you in person, but this will have to do for now. As Saba said, my name's Andrew Tedesco. I'm the Student Services Manager at the Brampton campus. For this semester, for you to take full advantage of Hanson College, I really highly encourage you to get to be a part of our Hanson community. There are so many different ways that you can be involved within our community. We have a very strong club program where you can join different clubs. We have student influencer opportunities, which is a volunteer position, and you can learn about social media and meet some of your fellow students, help us with some events. You can become a peer mentor. You can help some of students with their academics, some of their study habits. There's so many ways that you can get involved. And I really, really encourage you to get involved, especially if you are studying online. I know it can get a little repetitive. So joining our community is going to help you make those connections, figure out a little bit more about Hanson, what we're all about, and positively contribute to your college experience. We also have, with Student Services, a lot of support that we want to give you along the way to make sure that you're successful in your studies and to make sure that you're comfortable. We have a lot of different counselors that you can take advantage of. We have an immigration counselor. We have a health and wellness counselor. We have a career counselor. And you can book appointments with these counselors for no charge. It's part of your tuition, which is fantastic, and what a great service. Please, please take advantage of this. It's really easy to schedule these appointments. That information is actually in your student resource guide. And the student resource guide, everyone got that document when they registered. So if you haven't taken a look at that, I really highly recommend that you do, because there's a lot of information in there, including how to schedule your appointments with our counselors. There's an outlook of the whole semester, so it has important dates in there, has information about our clubs, has information about insurance. I know that's a big topic as well. So if you have questions about insurance, please look at the student resource guide first, because I can guarantee 95% of your questions will be answered in there. So with all that being said, we have so much support to give you. And our number one goal here is to help you succeed, to help you graduate from Hanson, and to make sure that you have a smooth journey with us. So again, welcome. It's great to have you with us for this semester. And I can't wait to see all of you graduate and be successful. So congratulations on making it here. I'm going to pass it back to Celine now.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Andrew and Saba, for those exciting updates. Next, let's give a very, very warm welcome to Hanson Samaniego, Manager of Academics Department for Brampton.
Hello. So thank you, Celine. So good morning and good evening. So at least 2 time zones at this point. So welcome to Hanson College. So for us, for the academic department, you'll have here my colleague, Sofia Fonseca. And so we'll just give you a bit of a teaser of who you would be actually talking to as much as possible whenever you have questions in the academic department. I know for sure I can see in the chat box that you want us to take it slow in terms of our English. Okay, we'll try to take it slow, but let's adapt to it, because majority of the time during your classes, it will be in English. And we'd want you to be able to, assimilate to the Canadian culture and have the Canadian experience, okay? So I know, bear with us with that one. Okay, so for the academic department, I'd like to introduce to you, of course here, or the highlights of our department. So you have to meet the academic team, some reminders and important dates, just to remind you guys. So the first one, of course, we have our academic director, Ms. Shadia Mahfouz. She is the one who's in charge of ensuring that Cambrian courses are aligned in all of the campuses. And then you have, of course, you see me. Hi, nice to meet every one of you. I'm Ms. Hanson Samaniego. I'm the academic manager for the Brampton campus. I oversee the day-to-day operations. So majority of the time, you would be able to contact me whenever you have some issues with your courses or whatsoever. And then you have our academic advisors. These people actually are the people that you connect with whenever you want to ask questions about your academic standing, if you have questions about curriculum and whatsoever. You have our academic coordinator, who is the one who may message you. So at least the reason why we're giving you like a face to the name, because you might ask, like, someone's messaging me at this point in time, someone will message you. And then Sophia.
Hello. So my name is Sophia, and I'm the counterparty from Denzel in North York campus. So I'm the interim academic manager for North York campus. I do the base thing that Denzel does, the day-to-day operations. If you have a problem in your course, you can reach out to me. Next, we have our academic advisors. So we have Alma and Shuhan. They will reach out to you for multiple reasons, for if you have a problem in your course or for low attendance. So you may get a message from them. Then we have Christina Song. She's Zufani counterparty. And we have Janice, front desk and academic assistant from North York campus. Next, we have co-op and career services team. So this team is a team that deals with placements, capstones, everything that you need to know, documents that relates to be able to do the placement or anything that you need. So from Brampton campus, we have, Ekeni Shiodozi. She's the placement coordinator. And for North York campus, we have Laura Lojako. Then we have Jivan Singh. He's the job developer for both campuses, both Brampton and North York.
Oh, some reminders, as you said, upon registration, you have been automatically enrolled to your Schoology courses. I can see it in the Q&A box. That was the question. When will I see my courses? So just a reminder, your courses are going to be active on Monday, May 3rd. So you may browse through the academic department welcome folder during that week. And also, some of you are asking, I think you've been receiving some messages in Schoology coming from co-op and career services about work permits and whatsoever. Usually they connect with you earlier on to prepare you. So the official start of spring 2021 semester is May 10, 2021. So that's a Monday. So if I know there's another question, if my schedule starts on a Tuesday, do I start on a Monday? It starts on the Tuesday. So it would be May 11th. So we're saying that the spring intake starts on May 10. Okay, just a reminder, because that's the most common thing I've seen in the Q&A box. And then any questions about Schoology, campus login, or whatsoever, you are now enrolled in what we call as the Getting Started in Hanson. You can go through that course and see a lot of the questions that you have been asking. It's actually active since the day that you were fully registered, okay?
Okay, so on the getting started, like Desmond said, there's a lot of information. Like there's policies there, how should I or how can I upload an assignment? How can I see my PowerPoints? There's tips on what should you do since you are studying online. You can connect with the peer mentors. You can even connect with the advisors. That's who are the advisors, how to connect with the advisors. There's a lot of useful information that you can find there that will answer probably most of your questions. So my advice is go over it. Make sure you do all the folders that show there because there's a lot of good information that you can find there.
Okay, so there's only specific 2 items on our end because you'll be with us from the day you open your courses till the end you get your grades and you graduate. So what we're saying as well, May 3rd, May 3rd, that's I'm just correcting that, May 3rd, spring 2021 courses are active on Schoology. So you can go through. But one advice that we say, make sure to check if all your courses are in Schoology. If not, registration has given you also a copy of your schedule, the physical schedule, so you can also enroll them. A lot of this information, you can actually go to our website, the Hanson College on.com. Go to Student Life and log in. We'll post it as well in the Q&A box and the chat box where you can check all of this, how to log in, and a lot of instructions. And May 12, we have the academic department information session or the orientation. So we'll go on in detail on a lot of the other things that you have a question on. But if you have questions now, you can put it in the Q&A box. And if you have any questions, please contact us. We have our central email, academicsont@hansoncollege.com. And also there's career services, ont@hansoncollege.com. hansoncommunity.com. So I think on our end, that's it from the academic department. I'm giving it back to Celine.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Danson and Sophia, for providing us with the academic updates. So just to remind you all, this is only the first of several more orientation sessions to set you up to succeed with us at Hanson. So if you still have questions, not to worry, as they will be answered very soon. So I guess we are going to go to the Q&A session now. Let me pull that up. So our first question is from Simranjot. From where can we log in for the class?
You can log in onto Schoology. It will be active May 3rd. So your teachers would have given you your course syllabus and everything, and it's ready for you by the first day of classes. So you just have to log into Schoology for classes.
Perfect, thank you, Danson. And our next question is from Parvinder. How can we access our enrollment letters?
Thanks, Elaine. So your enrollment letters will be available after day 10 of the semester. And the reason for that is that's the last date that you guys can withdraw and get a refund from that semester. So they'll be available after day 10. Before I hand it over to anyone else, I just want to go over the travel ban that was in place and the reason for the enrollment letters that everyone has been requesting these. At this time, Hanson is not providing any support letters, any enrollment letters until the travel ban has been lifted. Once the travel ban has been lifted, it is temporary, it's not something permanent. We're hoping everything will resolve both here in Canada and in India and Pakistan. Once it kind of resolves itself, everything kind of comes a little bit in control. I'm sure they'll open up the borders again. And once that happens, we will then issue the travel support letters as well as the enrollment letters. So for now, they're not available until day 10 of the semester. If you're in Canada and your study permit is expiring before, like May 5th or something like that, before the semester starts, visit our campus login page. You guys can send an email to the representatives who deal with this from the Student Services Department. And depending on the case, they may be able to issue you an enrollment letter. But you will need to be completely registered for the semester, meaning your full fees are paid. And once you do receive it before day 10, you will not be able to withdraw from the semester.
Perfect. Thank you, Saba. And our next question is from Kuber. Can any students defer after taking online classes some days?
Okay. The answer to that is yes, of course you can defer, but we always say that there's a deadline for deferral. So the deadline of deferral is on day 10, week 2. So that's going to be May. It's going to be May 14th. So that would be the last day to defer. You cannot defer in the middle of the semester. So just to clarify on that one. So if in any case, I think there's a question here about what if you got a visa refusal in the middle of everything. So I think we have a new directive about visa refusals. So if you really want to have the details on those kinds of items, you can connect with registration team. So you can connect with registrar ONT at hansoncollege.com. You can defer.
Thank you, Danson. And our next question is from Harjot. Hello, please tell me refund policy of college if I attend full May semester and got refused later. I think Danson just touched upon that.
Yeah, registration. You can connect with registration with that one.
And our next question, I can answer that one too. Next question is from Harkarat. Can the students change their batch before the start of the semester or after the first semester? So I'm guessing their group maybe.
Okay, so I guess the first semester, because you're blocked schedule, as we call it, right? So you've chosen your specific schedule, and then on your second semester, you have the choice for which schedule would you want to adapt to, which means it can change your group, right? But most of the time, what I've observed is a lot of students go with whoever they had with the first semester. They always go with their friends, but it really depends on you. It can change. In the most simplest terms, yes, it can.
Thank you, Danson. Our next question is from Satpreet. I have a question about my Schoology username and password. How do I get this? Oh, I think you're on mute.
I think it is actually on your registration package. So the moment that they gave it to you, what will happen is you will have your HID and there's a computer generated password for you. But if you have any issues about your logins or whatsoever, you can always connect with us, academicsont@hansoncollege.com.
Perfect, thank you. And our next question is from Vikram. Is it necessary to travel to Canada as soon as flights open, or we can complete our first semester in India and then travel before the end of the semester? Please do let us know about the exams so we can plan better.
Thanks, Celine. So this is a two-part answer. I can answer the beginning, and then I guess academics can answer the second part about the exams. No, it's not necessary for you to travel here. You can completely study online in India, especially for your first semester. If you're concerned about safety and you just feel more safe at home, that's totally fine. I would recommend coming over whenever you have the chance and it's safe to do so. It'll be easier for you. You get to kind of explore Canada a little better, especially in the summer months. It'll be nice for you guys to come over. So we're hoping this ban, will be lifted at the end of May. So I would say maybe sometime in June and July to travel. It's totally up to you. This semester will end in August, and then the fall semester will begin in September. But I do recommend you guys traveling as early as possible, but whenever you feel comfortable. So you do have up to, I believe it's like 3 or 4, actually I think all of it can be done online now. Your whole course can be done online, but whenever you guys are willing to and are comfortable to travel, I would come as soon as you can before, something else kind of happens. And as for the exams, if Danson or Sophia want to take over.
Okay, for that, we always say that for now, as we always follow government advice and recommendations, spring 2021 is fully online. So for you, if you wish to travel, we always advise to travel during the breaks, not during your courses, because we'd want you to be able to not miss anything, especially your evaluations, and travel around those ones. You will have a course syllabus that would show you important dates, but I'd really recommend that, travel in between rather than during the semester so that you won't have any issues or any concerns regarding assignments or evaluations or whatsoever. Right? That would be the best option.
Thank you, Sava and Danson. And our next question is from Kieran Deep. As I got mail related to co-op work permit, what if I apply for co-op work permit? Can I get my co-op work permit of 3 years after completion of my studies?
Okay, so there are two types of those ones. There's the first one, the work permit that I think you've been receiving from, I think, either Mr. Jivan, Kenny, or Laura. That's the work permit that you would need if you are enrolled in a program that has placement. So those are your hospitality, your international business, human resource, cloud computing for Brampton. For North York, you have tourism. You have also mobile applications in IB. Those courses would need you to have a valid co-op work permit to get into your placements and even do your capstones. The other one that you're talking about is what you call as your post-grad work permit. That's a different version. Wherein after you graduate, you will apply for that one. So there's two types of work permit. The first one is a co-op work permit that that you would need to get in order for you to take your placement or your co-op. And then you have, after you have finished and have uh, done your diploma or your certificate course, then that's the one that when you apply your post-grad work permit. Kalisha, I think, do you want to add, or Sophia?
Oh, you said everything.
Sorry, yes, Danzan, is the same
Mhm.
thing, but I think we left off a program. So we have
Mhm.
IBHP and BTHP. So those programs, you will need your work permit when you're doing your placement or your co-op. And Danzan did explain both differently. So they're two different things. Okay, so you basically covered everything except one program was left off. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you, guys. And our next question is from Manpreet. I booked my ticket for June 13th. Is that a good time to travel?
Thanks, Celine. So for now, June 13th seems like it's safe. I would talk to your airline if you've already booked your ticket to let them know the situation in Canada right now in regards to the travel ban. It may be extended. I'm not saying it will be. I don't think it will be. I hope it doesn't have to be. But I would just check with them to see if you can get maybe like if you can change the date if something does happen. Because June 13th cuts it kind of close. So I think the ban will be lifted May 23rd or 24th. So that only really gives you a 2-week kind of time after that gap. So in case it is extended, I would say check with your travel agent or wherever you booked your ticket to ensure that it's safe. Like if you are not able to travel and the ban is still in place, that you can reschedule that flight. So for now, it seems like a great time. I'm hoping you can, and we're excited to see you on June 13th. But it's really hard for me to kind of promise that it's okay for you to travel at that time. This is something that isn't really in control for Hanson. It's more of a government federal rule. So once that kind of changes, we will be constantly updating our website. I encourage you guys to keep up to date with the Canadian travel websites. Stuff are constantly changing, requirements are changing. So I would say keep up to date with that. Every week or so, go on, take a look at it, see what the new requirements are, what you will need to do when you arrive here, because right now there's a bunch of steps that you need to take to travel to Canada. So stay in the loop. We will try to keep you guys in the loop. Once the ban is lifted, we will send an email to you guys again, letting you guys know that you guys are able to travel, and I'm sure our admissions department will touch base with you guys as well. Before I pass it back to Celine, I do see a lot of questions here in regards to the registration department. Unfortunately, the representative couldn't join today's meeting, so we will put their email address in the chat box so you guys can kind of ask them questions. So the registration department can answer questions about refunds, your deferrals. They can ask you questions about switching your groups, switching your campuses. Unfortunately, student services and academics don't have much say in those departments. Stuff like how to fill your registration form, how to fill your fees, that's unfortunately something that the registration department will have to discuss with you guys. And I apologize that they couldn't join today on their behalf. But they will be a part of our next sessions. So you can definitely ask them a question. And like I said, they're available all the time via email. Thanks, Celine.
Perfect. Thank you, Saba. And our next question is, I will be attending classes online from India, so it will create difficulties for me due to time zone. Do you have any solution? Thank you.
So courses are delivered asynchronously. So there are times, of course, we do understand that time zones are different between your Eastern Standard Time and India Standard Time. So just a reminder, if for example, your classes are on a Monday, usually your teacher gives you a grace period of 1 week. So the deadline of your work would be the next week. We know that there are also internet issues and problems. It's not just in India, it's also here in Canada. So we do have interruptions. So that's the reason why we allow also students to be able to submit their work in a span of a week. So that's one. Number two, your teacher will clearly communicate with you of the time frame that you are going to meet. Of course, we always advise to follow your current schedule, the one that you have received during your registration. That would be based on Eastern Standard Time, so Canadian time. Um, Another thing that we have employed as well is our teachers have um, what do you call this, consultation hours that is scheduled in Indian Standard Time. So you would be able to connect with your teachers as much as possible when you have issues or concerns with your courses. But just a reminder as well, make sure to give your full name and your HID whenever you connect with your teacher so that they can easily identify who you are. Okay? Anything to add, guys? Felicia? Sophie?
Yeah, I just wanted to also add that I see a lot of questions about, how do I do my online classes? How do I, get the information? Do I need a laptop? Do I use my cell phone? We strongly encourage all our students to have or use a laptop to do your classes, to complete your classes on Schoology. All your classes are run through Schoology. We encourage you to use a laptop. Sometimes, yes, we can use our cell phones to maybe access a document, or if we're on the go, we just log in and we use our cell phone to go through some information. However, when you have your tests, when you're submitting your assignments, when you're doing your exams, we encourage our students to use a laptop because it is uh, I would say more reliable than your cell phone. Sometimes it gives you access to more options than just the web version. I see a lot of questions as well about what specifications they need for their laptops. You just need a regular laptop to do your classes. However, I think if you're doing CCBH, Danzen, you might need
A
um,
very specific one.
a very specific
Yeah.
uh, maybe software or so that you're using. But for other classes, you'll just need to ensure that you have a laptop that will be able to support, going on to Schoology, logging into your Zoom sessions and so on. And maybe Danzen will be able to give more information regarding the CCBH specifications for the laptops. But for other students, don't worry, just a regular one will do.
Yes. For CCBH, we always recommend to have a 16 gig laptop at the minimum, because you are supposed to be able to host on a different what do you call this, a supplier or a third party provider, so that you can do your labs effectively. So that's the very specific one in terms of laptops for cloud computing students. But for others, a regular laptop will do. Okay.
Thank you, Brandon and Kalisha. And our next question is from Gersuret. Do we need enrollment letter to start our online class?
So no, you don't need your enrollment letter to start your online class. As long as you are registered, you have paid your fees, that confirms your enrollment. And if you have done all of that, we know, the academic department knows that you are enrolled. So you don't need to prove to us that you're enrolled at all. So you don't need the enrollment letter to start your class online.
Perfect, thank you, Saba. And I believe the next questions are for you. It's from Komal Preet. My flight is on the day of class.
I think I can answer it. I know. Your flight shouldn't be on the first day of class. I don't know. There's a travel ban, so that flight might be canceled. You will not be able to fly into Canada. And I just want to answer this question because we get it a lot. Do you get excused for your first day of classes? No. You should plan your travel according to your schedule. It's not an excuse to get out of a test, an exam, your first day of classes, any of that kind of stuff. Now, the academic department did mention, when they do assign when your teachers will assign you an assignment, they give you about a week to complete it. So, if your flight does happen to happen, when assignment is due, you have 5 days to do that. And it does not take 5 days to travel from India to Canada, so you will have time to complete that assignment in time. So travel is not an excuse to miss an assignment, exam, anything like that. If you feel like you've missed something important, I believe your teachers also record every session that they have with the students, so it's accessible for you guys through your Schoology app afterwards. So as for that, you cannot travel the first day of class. So please don't try to, because the borders are closed. But once it's lifted, you are more than welcome to travel at any time.
Perfect. Thank you, Saba. And I see two other questions here. One says, is it necessary to participate in the student influencer program? But I also saw another question that said, tell me more about the student influencer program.
Awesome. So I'll like touch base on it a little bit, and then maybe Celine, if you want to go into a little bit more about that program. So it's not necessary to participate in the student influencer program. However, it's an awesome opportunity for our students. So you get the chance to connect directly with a lot of your peers. You get to run a lot of our student events that we have online. And you kind of get to be like that, you know, the representative for the student body. So there's a lot of great perks that come with it. When you are in Canada and you are looking for a job, we will be a direct reference for you, letting them know, like, yes, this person was a part of our student influencer program. And then Celine, if you want to go over some of the other perks for that, that would be awesome.
For sure. So just to quickly go over it, the student influencer program was basically kind of like a replacement from our student council when we went online. But the cool thing about it is that you get to work on your online skills, like social media, which is a big thing these days. So working on your social media skills, working on your communication skills. And not only are you working on new skills that you can apply to future jobs, but you're also joining this really special and cool community of students from all different backgrounds, from all over the world. And especially during a time when we're all remote learning. I personally think it's really important for our students to connect with one another, and this is a great way to do so. We also provide a lot of supplies for like different events that we have. Like for instance, we just had a virtual paint night, which is really a paint day, which is really cool. So we got to we hired someone to teach us how to paint, and we sent our influencers and some other students too some paint kits. So that's something you can look forward to when you come to Canada, and if you're a part of the student influencers. But there's many more perks to it as well. We already I think we have like over 30 or 40 submissions for our influencers this semester. But yeah, we do really welcome you all to join. And just to add on as well, I see Ranjit asked about the photography club and how to sign up. So actually on our Hanson College website, we do have a student life section, I believe. And one of the options is clubs. So you can click on there and you can see all of the clubs we have at Hanson, which one of them is also photography. So you can click on there and then it'll tell you which email to contact. I believe it's Amanda. But yeah, definitely check that out there for resources. And in general, for anyone, if you need to know anything about Hanson, I would use that as a resource as well as our social media. And let's see our next question here. So our next question is from Gaurav. Actually, my course is tourism in North York campus, but I'm living in Vancouver and it's difficult for me to attend my first class. So is there any solution for this?
Thank you for that question, Gaurav. So you're living in Vancouver. The time difference for Vancouver and Toronto is 3 hours. And I think I remember Danzin mentioned earlier that your classes are asynchronous. So that means that you will be able to access all your course material, and your classwork, whatever it is due in 1 week. So even if you have a Zoom session that is scheduled for a particular time outside of the Vancouver time that is available to you, you will be able to access that Zoom session because all our Zoom sessions are recorded. Once your teacher has a Zoom session, she will or he will record it, and it will be uploaded on Schoology. So everything will be accessible through Schoology, and you will be able to access all your materials for that week. Everything will be open for 1 week. So even though it's a 3-hour time difference, everything will be open for 1 week. I hope this answers your question, Gaurav.
Wonderful, thank you, Kalisha. And before I go over the next question, I just want to remind everyone that our session does end at 9:30 today. but please not to worry, as we will have more sessions, so you'll have your questions answered. So our next question is from Ritika. There are almost 2 to 3 logins, which one to use for classes and to be up to date.
Okay, so I think in your registration package as well, it is stated there of which you are supposed to use during your classes. So I'd like to just share this one so everyone would understand. I think you would see this in your course outline. So there are 4, I know, specific items that you have. You have received this in your registration package. So just to let you know, campus login is for your grades, okay? So use it weekly. Schoology is the one that you use daily. So all the announcements, a lot of your coursework are done on Schoology. My Cambrian is available on the 3rd week. Okay, just to remind you, on the 3rd week of classes, and then your Office 365 will be available 48 hours after you have fully registered. Okay, so all 4 of these you have to use, but we always recommend to always look at your Schoology account. So just a reminder, Schoology is for courses, campus login is for you to view your grades. Okay.
And can I just add, Danzin? I see a lot of questions, well, a few questions about, where do I submit my assignment? What do I do? So when we mention Schoology is a platform, the learning platform that we use. Once you go into Schoology, to me, it looks like Facebook. You're able to access your week 1, 2, 3, up to week 14 or 15 materials. So there's a folder there for you. Once you log in, you will see your course outlines and your syllabus that will give you everything that will be covered for the entire semester. And then the way it is laid out in weeks. So for week 1, you will see a folder for week 1, and everything that you will cover for week 1 will be in that folder. If you need to submit an assignment, if you need to join a Zoom session, if you need to participate in a discussion board, everything will be there in that week 1 folder. And then it continues like that. Then there's a week 2 folder. Your assignments, everything is there. Week 3, same thing continues until you get on to the end of your semester. So everything related to your courses, submitting your assignments, accessing your course materials, your syllabus, everything is there on Schoology. And the good thing about Schoology as well is that you can also message your instructor from there. But we strongly encourage our students to send an email. Always include your HID, your course that you're completing, your name as well. That is very important. So Schoology is there. Schoology is going to be, as we said, the main thing that you use daily. So always check your Schoology. It will give you everything that you'll need for your courses. So everything, course materials, tests, assignments, Schoology, Schoology, Schoology. It's very important, Schoology. Thank you.
Thank you, Felicia. I believe you answered a lot of the questions that I see right here. I see another one here, though. It says from Amnel. It says, what are the career options after completing the business diploma? So maybe you're talking about jobs, perhaps?
Yeah, I think that one is about jobs. So what we can do is we do have a co-op and career services department. Once you start, you'll be able to connect with those persons, and they'll probably be able to give you advice. We also have a job developer who is Jivan Singh. You will also be able to connect with those persons regarding career options, maybe career discussions, and I think Student Services has a career counselor, right? So you will have access to all of those once you start your semester.
Perfect. Thank you, Felicia. You might have went over this, but from this question is from Fran, do we get the recording sessions from the courses being taught, I guess, from the teachers?
Yes. Yes. Your teacher will always record it. If you're not able to, okay, attendance are not checked through Zoom. Your attendance is checked through your participation in the weekly tasks given by your teachers. So if, for example, you have missed a Zoom session that your teacher has scheduled, your teacher will put a recording of it on the weekly folder. But we always encourage, if you want to be able to interact and ask a lot of questions with your instructor, we recommend to attend the Zoom meetings as well.
Perfect, thank you. And just to add on to as well, a great resource to use is our YouTube channel. For example, Schoology, we have a video on like what is Schoology, how to use it. Just in case if you didn't get all your answers about that today, we also have a lot of other resource videos that will definitely help you. So definitely check out our Hanson College Ontario YouTube channel. Maybe we're gonna wrap up around here. Does the Student Services Department, Academic Department wanna just go over the main points again, and then we can wrap up?
Thanks, Celine. Yeah, so I think there is a lot of repeated questions. A lot of it is about how to add a course, how to do your online studies, whether you need a laptop or not. So this whole entire semester is online, so everyone needs a laptop. The academic department can kind of go over the Schoology main points. For student services, so a few things that I'm seeing a lot here. Enrollment letters will not be available until May 14th, which is day 10 of the semester. We will not be issuing any travel support letters at this time as there's a travel ban. So no one from India and Pakistan are able to travel here to Canada at the moment. Once the travel ban is lifted, you guys still do not need a support letter to travel. It's one of the travel requirements. You won't be asked for this at the border or anything like that, but if you do require it, and you still want it, you guys can apply for it. We will send you guys an email once you can apply for that. If your visa was approved before the ban was lifted, it doesn't matter, we still cannot issue a support letter. We cannot support any travel as there's a ban right now in our country. So that's kind of like the main points here. Once the travel ban is lifted, you guys are able to travel. We do not have a quarantine plan in place for students because I'm pretty sure they will keep the government policy in place where you will be required to spend 3 days at a government hotel for quarantine facilities. So like I said, it's really hard for me to answer any questions in regards to traveling, the travel ban, quarantine, because these are changing constantly. Canada, the federal government is doing stuff that they can to make sure everything is safe here in Canada. And it's changing all the time. So I can't answer this, academics can't answer it. It's kind of up in the air right now. So I would say for now, let's wait till the end of May to ask any travel related questions, because as of right now, there is a travel ban. No one can travel to Canada from India or Pakistan. There's no letters that the college can provide you to travel during this time. So that's for that when it comes to traveling. I am seeing a lot of questions in regards to your fees deferring, refunds, changing your group, changing your campus. And I apologize again that the registration department couldn't join us today. They will be available hopefully for the next session. But if you guys do need to reach out to them in regards to that, send them an email. I'll put their email in the chat box so that you guys can send them an email in regards to any of those questions that you may have for that. That's kind of it from my end. Academics, if you guys want to kind of give an update.
So let's go for the very first one. So I went through the Q&A just to see what is the most common question. Number one, you do your courses in Schoology. So the Schoology app and the login information is given to you when you have fully registered. Your username is your HID, and then a computer-generated password is sent to your email, the one that you used for your registration. That's one. Number two, you are automatically enrolled in all of your courses. We have said in the beginning, for those who have joined late, our courses will be active May 3rd, Monday. Okay, so I think that's the most common question that everyone is asking. What will happen? How am I going to be able to join my classes? So your courses will be active on Monday, May 3rd. You would see a lot of the course outlines, which will show you what are the resources that you would need for the course. And also there is what we call as the welcome folder from the academic department. It includes all of the information, actually majority of the questions that you have here, how to log in, how to submit assignments and whatsoever, and a lot of contact information. Fourth, when you are fully registered, you are automatically enrolled to a course named Getting Started in Hanson. A lot of the questions that you have here in the Q&A box is actually tackled on those courses. So our recommendation will always be go through that Getting Started course. A lot of the questions that you have are going to be there. How are you going to be, how are you going to be able to attend classes online? Through Schoology, and your teacher will always connect with you and send you a Zoom link if there is a Zoom session that is going to happen during that session. Official start of spring 2021 is May 10th. So if, as we said in the beginning, if your classes in your schedule is on a Tuesday, then your first day of classes is on May 11th. If you have a first class on Wednesday, then your first class is May 12th. So we're saying May 10th is the official start of spring. Okay, it's not the first day for everyone, but the official start of the spring semester. I think I have said everything. Kalisha, on your end, maybe attendance or whatsoever, or Sophie.
Yeah, I think you covered a lot there, Danson. And throughout our sessions, we did cover a lot. And I just wanted to go over students. Remember that your attendance is taken from the discussion that you participate in your class or your weekly submission for that class. So it's not taken over Zoom. It is taken based on your participation in the class for that week. I think we covered everything. Everything is covered. And remember, your syllabus, always pay attention to your syllabus in your course. Each course will have a syllabus and it will tell you exactly what will happen each week. It will tell you when your tests are due, when your assignments are due. For final exams, don't worry about final exams for now because it's just the beginning of the semester, but you will have practice to know what will happen during your final exams. So your teacher will be able to show you or explain to you how your final exams will run. They will also happen in Schoology. So by the time you get to your final exams or even your midterms, you will have a clearer understanding of how Schoology works and you'll be able to navigate easily. As I said, it reminds me of Facebook. There are different things that you can access, different things that you click on, and you just go in, and if you want to get out, you use whatever exit option and you continue like that. So once you don't panic, once you get in, after the first week, it will be so easy for you to navigate. So don't worry, we're here to support you. You can always reach out to us. We did give you our central email, and you also have access to our academic advisors or coordinators, etc. We're here to support you throughout your semester.
Wonderful. Thank you to the academic department and to the student services department. And thank you to all of our students for joining us today. So we hope you are able to take much from this meet and greet, and we look forward to seeing you in our other orientation sessions. And make sure to follow us on our Instagram, our Facebook, as well as our YouTube for all the latest updates for orientation, as well as contests and events, and for the rest of the semester. And once again, a big welcome to you all, and we hope you all are super excited because your future starts here with us at Hanson.